Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I am delighted to welcome you to this presentation. Today, we will be discussing retrospective validation, a crucial aspect in our field. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this area. Over the course of this session, we'll explore the key concepts, methodologies, and best practices related to retrospective validation. I look forward to sharing insights with you and engaging in a productive discussion. Let's get started. Retrospective validation is a method that relies on looking back at existing data from production, quality control, and quality assurance to show that our processes have been consistent over time. It's particularly useful for established products where we have a well-documented manufacturing history. This means we don't need to run new batches specifically for validation purposes. Instead, we analyze past data to confirm that our process has been stable and reliable. This approach is efficient and leverages the information we've already collected, helping us ensure ongoing quality without the need for additional manufacturing runs. It's an important part of our overall validation strategy, especially when we're confident in our process history. Let's take a closer look at the manufacturing history of this product. It has a consistent record, with at least 10 to 20 batches produced over time. This steady production history is crucial because it shows the process has been stable and predictable. Now, when we talk about changes, it's important to note that there haven't been significant modifications to the process, equipment, raw materials, or analytical methods. This stability is key for validation purposes. Having sufficient trend data allows us to demonstrate that the process remains under control over time. This trend data helps us confirm that quality is maintained consistently. Now, when is retrospective validation applicable? Typically, it's when the manufacturing history is well documented, stable, and there have been no major changes. It's a way to leverage historical data to support validation, rather than starting from scratch. Connecting this all back to our overall theme, understanding the manufacturing consistency and stability is fundamental for ensuring product quality and compliance, especially when considering retrospective validation. Today, I want to highlight the main objectives of retrospective validation. First, it helps us verify and document that our process has remained in a state of control over time. This means we can confidently demonstrate consistency and reliability in our operations. Second, it allows us to confirm that our historical data meets predefined quality attributes, ensuring the data we rely on is accurate and trustworthy. Third, and perhaps most importantly, retrospective validation supports GMP compliance, which is critical for maintaining regulatory standards. It also aids in risk reduction by identifying potential issues before they escalate, and it fosters continuous improvement by providing insights into our process performance. Overall, the goal of retrospective validation is to ensure that our processes are not only compliant, but also continuously optimized for quality and safety. Let's take a closer look at some of the key data sources we rely on for quality and compliance. First, we have batch manufacturing records, or BMRs, which document every step of the manufacturing process for each batch. Then there are batch packaging records, or BPRs, that detail the packaging operations. In-process control, or IPC, test results are crucial because they give us real-time data during production to ensure everything stays within specifications. Finished product test, data provides a comprehensive analysis once the product is complete, confirming its quality and safety. Deviation and CAPA records track any issues that arise and the corrective actions taken to address them. Change control history documents any modifications made to processes or procedures, ensuring traceability. Stability data helps us understand how the product maintains its quality over time under various conditions. Lastly, environmental monitoring and calibration records are essential for maintaining a controlled environment and ensuring equipment accuracy. Collectively, these data sources form the backbone of our quality system, providing the evidence needed to ensure product integrity and compliance throughout the manufacturing process. Let's move on to identifying batches for review. Typically, we look at sequences of 10 or more consecutive successful batches. This helps us focus on consistent performance over time. Once we've identified these batches, the next step is to compile all relevant data. This includes yield records, which show us how much product we produced each time. We also gather critical process parameters, or CPPs, which are the key variables we control during manufacturing. Alongside that, we review critical quality attributes, or CQAs, which are the characteristics of the product that ensure its quality. In addition, we look at in-process results, which give us real-time insights during production, and final QC data, which confirms the product meets specifications before release. It's also crucial to verify that all documentation is complete and traceable. This ensures that every step is well documented and can be traced back if needed. All of this data collection and review process is vital for maintaining quality and compliance. It allows us to identify trends, verify consistency, and confirm that our manufacturing process remains in control throughout. Let's take a moment to discuss how we evaluate trends across various quality attributes. First, we look at assay results to ensure the active ingredient levels remain consistent over time. Next, we examine content uniformity to verify each batch maintains the same composition. Dissolution or release profiles are also important, as they tell us how the drug releases its active ingredient, which impacts efficacy. For semi-solids, viscosity is a key parameter. Tracking it helps us understand the product's consistency and performance. We also monitor pH levels, since shifts can indicate formulation stability issues. Sterility and microbial limits are critical for ensuring safety, especially for parenteral or topical products. Physical attributes, such as appearance or texture, are also evaluated to spot any changes that could affect quality or consumer perception. The main goal here is to identify any variability, drift, or out-of-trend patterns that could signal potential problems. This is where trend analysis becomes essential. By systematically reviewing these data points over time, we can proactively detect issues early, ensuring our product remains within quality specifications and continues to meet regulatory standards. Overall, consistent trend evaluation helps us maintain control and confidence in our manufacturing process and product quality. Let's take a closer look at the summary of reported deviations for the selected batches. Here, we categorize each deviation as minor, major, or critical, which helps us prioritize our response and understand the potential impact. We also assess the effectiveness of the CAPA, corrective and preventive actions, that were implemented. This step is crucial to ensure that our actions are actually addressing the root causes and preventing recurrence. Additionally, we confirm that these deviations did not compromise the overall quality of the product. Maintaining product quality is always our top priority, and this review helps us verify that despite the deviations, the integrity and safety of the product remain intact. Overall, this slide ties together our review process, highlighting how we evaluate deviations, the effectiveness of our CAPA, and the assurance that product quality is preserved. This comprehensive approach ensures continuous improvement and compliance in our manufacturing processes. Let's take a moment to review the past changes we've made, focusing on key areas such as equipment, materials, utilities, methods, and packaging. It's essential to understand what modifications have occurred to ensure that we maintain process consistency. By doing this, we can identify if any changes might impact the overall quality or efficiency of our process. This is where the change control review comes into play. It's a critical step to thoroughly evaluate all changes before they're implemented. The goal is to ensure that every adjustment aligns with our quality standards and doesn't inadvertently introduce variability. Remember, the main point here is to keep a close eye on these changes and their potential impact. This helps us uphold the integrity of our process and guarantees that we continue delivering reliable, high-quality results. So, always approach change control with a careful, systematic review. When we look at the historical data, it's essential that it complies with the approved specifications. This means all the data should fall within the predefined acceptable ranges and criteria. We want to avoid any unexplained trends, out-of-trend results, or repeated deviations that could indicate underlying issues. Consistency is key here, especially in yields and critical process parameters like CPPs or critical process parameters. Stable yields and CPPs give us confidence that the process is reliable and under control. Furthermore, the stability results we gather must support the product's shelf life. That means the product should maintain its quality, potency, and safety throughout its intended shelf life without unexpected changes. And of course, all these points tie back to our acceptance criteria. Meeting these criteria ensures that the process and product are consistently meeting quality standards, which is fundamental to our overall quality assurance and regulatory compliance. The process we've reviewed today has been confirmed to be robust, consistent, and compliant with GMP standards. This means that it performs reliably and maintains quality throughout. If the data from the validation is satisfactory, there's no need to produce any new validation batches, which can save time and resources. However, if we notice any variability or anomalies, it's important to consider recommendations for improvements or increased monitoring. That way, we can ensure continued process control and product quality. In conclusion, this retrospective validation reinforces our confidence in the process and highlights areas for ongoing vigilance and enhancement. Now, let's take a closer look at the validation protocol. This slide outlines the key deliverables that ensure our process validation is thorough and reliable. First, we have the compiled data summary sheets, which bring together all the raw data in an organized way, making it easier to analyze and review. Next are the statistical trend reports, which help us identify patterns or deviations over time, giving us confidence in the consistency of our process. The validation report itself is a comprehensive document that summarizes our findings, conclusions, and any areas that might need further attention. Importantly, we also include recommendations for continuous process verification, or CPV, which is about maintaining ongoing oversight to ensure the process remains in control after validation is complete. These deliverables collectively support the overall goal of ensuring product quality and process robustness. They form the backbone of our validation strategy, tying everything together and providing clear documentation for regulatory compliance and continuous improvement. One of the key advantages of retrospective validation is that it has no impact on the production schedule. This means we can perform the validation without disrupting ongoing manufacturing processes, which is a significant benefit for maintaining efficiency. It's also a cost-effective way to validate processes because it leverages existing data, so there's no need for additional testing or resource-intensive activities. By using data we already have, we can confirm the quality of our products efficiently and reliably. Additionally, this approach helps ensure compliance, especially for legacy products that may not have been validated through traditional methods. Overall, retrospective validation offers a practical and efficient way to maintain quality and compliance while supporting our production goals. Let's take a closer look at some limitations of this approach. First, it's not suitable for new products because there's often not enough historical data to rely on. It also depends heavily on the completeness of documentation. If the records are missing or incomplete, the process becomes less effective. Additionally, if there are inconsistencies in historical records, this method won't give us reliable results. Finally, it cannot be performed after major process changes, since the records may no longer accurately reflect the current state. Understanding these limitations helps us recognize when this approach is appropriate and when we might need to consider alternative methods. Retrospective validation is indeed a powerful tool in our toolkit. It allows us to verify the reliability of processes that we've already established by analyzing historical data. This approach helps us ensure that our processes are consistently performing as expected over time. Supporting GMP compliance is another critical benefit, as it provides documented evidence that our processes meet regulatory standards. Additionally, it strengthens our process control, giving us greater confidence in maintaining quality. Ultimately, all these aspects work together to ensure that the products we deliver are of consistent, high quality. So, in the context of our overall goal to uphold the highest standards, retrospective validation plays a vital role in safeguarding product integrity and compliance. For further support, please contact us. We're here to help with any questions or additional information you might need after this presentation. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We appreciate your interest and look forward to working with you.